What's up, people of YouTube? Got an exciting new product here that we're going to install today. This is the Wink remote from Hampton Bay. This is a Universal Smart 4-speed ceiling fan remote control. This comes with a handheld remote, but being that it's Wink enabled, it allows you to control your ceiling fan and lights from anywhere in the world using an iPhone, Android phone, iPad, whatever you have that's a connected device. It does need the Wink Hub or the Wink Hub 2 to be installed in your house, but if you're already here, you probably already have that. You're just looking for some guidance on this Wink remote. Just a couple of notes. As you can see here, we've already unpacked it, so let's go over some features real quick. This is the handheld remote. This has a power button. That's also your light walk-away delay. So if you're in a lit room and it's nighttime, you want to leave the room, go upstairs, go to bed, you hold this button down for 5 seconds, your light will blink, and then you got 30 seconds to a minute to get where you're going before the light automatically turns off. This has 4 speeds, has a light control. This also includes a dimming function. Just press and hold the light button to cycle through the light brightness and dim. You do need to have dimmable bulbs installed. This Comfort Breeze. This feature randomly alternates your fan speeds to create kind of like an organic wind effect. And then down here is your 2, 4, and 8 hour timer. Just put that on, your fan will turn off at a predetermined time. This includes some plastic wire nuts. It includes the batteries for the remote. Some important notes. These are these rubber isolator pads. You're going to need to install these between your mounting bracket and your ceiling. It's going to create a gap so that when your canopy is attached to the fan again, the gap will allow for this Wink antenna to stick out. It's super important that this Wink antenna is outside of the canopy or else it's not going to function properly. Down here on the bottom of the remote is a black wire. This is your standard remote control wire, and this can be located inside the canopy with no issues. A couple notes. Over here are 2 wires. This side is going to connect to your house wiring. The side with 3 wires is going to connect to your fan wiring. It's important that the flat side is facing towards the ceiling when you slide it into the mounting bracket. Other than that, there's a wood screw included. That'll go through the hole here. If you have popcorn ceilings, you can screw this to the ceiling to keep it in place. If you have standard regular flat ceilings, there's a piece of double stick tape here that's really good, and you just stick that to your ceiling and that'll keep it from flopping around while your fan's going. Secure it to the ceiling, however way you want to do it. One major note is if you're not comfortable working around electricity, please consult with a licensed electrician. This is an easy project that can be handled in about 15 minutes. A couple tools we're going to need: a Phillips head screwdriver, wire cutters and strippers. We like to use a line voltage tester to make sure the lines aren't live before beginning. And you're going to need some electrical tape and of course a ladder. So as you can see here, they also include the instructions, but you're here with me now, so nobody needs those. But we got everything we need. So before starting the installation, you're going to want to turn the light on, and you're going to want to set the fan to its highest speed, and then cut the power at the wall switch and at the breaker box. So we'll do that now, and then we'll get started. So the fan's at its highest speed and the lights are on. I'm going to reach over here to the wall switch and just cut the power. Now we're going to go around to the breaker box and cut that as well, and then we'll begin the installation. But check out the video. Hope this helps. And if you like it at the end, click like and subscribe. That'll help other people find it as well. And thanks for watching. Begin by placing the batteries inside the handheld remote control. To do that, simply slide off the battery compartment cover and insert the batteries according to the diagram inside the remote. If you have more than one remote control fan in the house, it's a good idea to change the dip switch settings in the remote and the receiver. To change the dip switches, use a small tool like a screwdriver or a pen and change the position of the dip switches inside the remote and the receiver. They can be set to any positions of up or down as long as they match. There's also a switch labeled O and D inside the battery compartment of the remote. This controls the light function. Set the switch to O to disable the dimming feature, or set the switch to D to enable the dimming feature. Once the switches are set, replace the battery compartment cover. Before installing the remote receiver, you'll first have to uninstall your fan. Make sure the power to the fan is off at the wall switch and the breaker box before beginning this process. Generally speaking, you'll need to remove the canopy from the mounting bracket, and then disconnect the wiring, and then remove the fan from the mounting bracket. Next, you'll place the rubber isolator pads on either side of the mounting bracket. They have a slot in the middle that goes around the screw of the outlet box. To place the pads, first loosen but do not remove the screws holding the mounting bracket to the outlet box. Loosen the screws enough to allow for space for the rubber isolator pads to slide between the mounting bracket and the ceiling. Next, you'll align the rubber isolator pads with the screws from the outlet box and push them into place. The center slot of the isolator pads will fit around the outlet box screws. Once the pads are placed, use a screwdriver to completely tighten the screws holding the mounting bracket to the outlet box. Now you can rehang your fan in the mounting bracket. Before installing the receiver, it's a good idea to separate the wires from the fan and the house wiring. Remember, there's a side of the receiver with 3 wires that connects to the wiring from the fan. The other side of the receiver has 2 wires that connects to the house wiring. When installing the receiver, make sure the flat side of the receiver is facing towards the ceiling. Insert the end of the receiver with the 2 antennas into the mounting bracket until it rests on the ball of the ball and down rod assembly. Now it's ready to be wired. Begin wiring the fan by taking the white receiver wire labeled AC in N and connect that to the white house wire. This is the neutral connection. Twist those wires together and finish the connection using an included plastic wire nut and a piece of electrical tape. Next, you'll take the red wire from the receiver labeled AC in L and connect that to the black house wire. Twist those 2 wires together and complete the connection using an included plastic wire nut and a piece of electrical tape. Next, take any green fan wires and twist those wires together, and then connect those wires to the bare copper house wire. This is the ground connection. Once those wires are all twisted together, complete the connection using an included plastic wire nut and a piece of electrical tape. Once those connections have been made, gently tuck the wires around the mounting bracket to make room for wiring the fan to the receiver. Next, take the white fan wire and connect that to the white receiver wire labeled 2 motor N. Twist those 2 wires together and complete the connection using an included plastic wire nut and a piece of electrical tape. Next, take the black fan wire and connect that to the black wire from the receiver. That wire is labeled 2 motor L. Twist those 2 wires together and complete the connection using an included plastic wire nut and a piece of electrical tape. Next, take the blue fan wire and connect that to the blue wire from the receiver labeled 4 light. Twist those 2 wires together and complete the connection using an included plastic wire nut and a piece of electrical tape. Once all of the wiring connections have been made, gently tuck the wires around the mounting bracket to make room for the canopy to attach to the mounting bracket. Before securing the canopy to the mounting bracket, make sure the white wink antenna is located outside of the canopy. The wink antenna comes with a piece of double stick tape to make it easy to stick to the ceiling. If you have popcorn ceilings, you may need to use a screw included and place that in the screw hole of the wink antenna and screw it into your ceiling to secure it. At this point, you can return power to the fan at the breaker box, but leave the wall switch off. Download the Wink app for your device, locate the Wink app on your home screen, and then open the app and locate hubs. Once there, click on Add a Product. Next, choose Utilities and Climate, and then Fans, and then Ceiling Fan Hampton Bay. Follow the instructions in the app to connect your fan remote control to the Wink app. Select the hub you want to connect to, and then follow the instructions on when to power your fan. Once you hit Connect Now, the app will tell you to return power to the fan using the wall switch. If the fan isn't wired to the wall switch, you'll need to do it at the breaker box. Once the fan is paired, the lights will blink 5 times. Navigate to the fan control, and you'll be able to control your fan's speed and lights using the app. There's an on-off switch for the lights, and then 4 speeds and a breeze mode for the fan control. You can also slide the light slider to dim the fan's lights. Tapping the gear icon in the top right corner will bring you to your settings. Select your fan and change the name of your fan to make it easier to know which fan you are controlling if you have more than one Wink-enabled ceiling fan. Also control the lights by navigating to the Light section of the Wink app and selecting the light. It's a good idea to name this light if you have more than one Wink-enabled product in your house. To do that, navigate to the settings and select the light bulb and change the name. If you want to schedule your lights to come on and off at predetermined times, you can find that in the settings as well. Press and release the power button to turn the fan and light on and off. The remote has a memory feature, so next time the fan is turned on, it'll return to its previous settings. The fan speed button controls the fan's 4 speeds. Press and release the light button to turn the light on or off. Press and hold to cycle through the dimming feature. Press the Comfort Breeze button to put the fan in Comfort Breeze mode. This will randomly alternate the fan speeds to create an organic breeze effect. To disable this function, press the fan speed button or the power button. The timer button will turn the fan and light off at a predetermined interval. Press once for 2 hours, twice for 4 hours, 3 for 8 hours, and again to exit the timer feature. Press and hold the walk away time delay button for 3 seconds. When activated, the lights will blink or dim, and then they will automatically turn off 30 seconds later. Congratulations, the installation is now complete. Time to sit back, relax, and enjoy your brand new remote control fan. Thanks for watching the video. We hope you found it helpful. If you did, please click like and subscribe down below. That'll help other people find the video as well. And as we always say around here, keep it breezy.